Hi, I'm Nancy with Grapevine, and I'm with
Becky.
From Becky's Cakes. So, Becky, what kind of art do you do?
I do cakes, murals, faux finish, pretty much anything you can think of. Neon, if you need a logo, if you need anything art related.
You're a true
But lately, a lot of the cakes. People like the cakes.
So what kind of cakes do you do?
Sculptural cakes, a lot of crazy grooms cakes, alcohol bottle thing, torso cakes, anything, teapot cakes, wedding cakes.
And how do you do the cakes? Do you paint them? Do you make the fondant?
They're actually painted the same way you would paint, the same way we would do a painting, but you have different brushes. The brush is just for food dye, and you use food dye. And instead of markers or pens or, sketching it, you use edible food markers.
And do you, where do you get your inspirations for your cakes from?
Really just from whatever the client wants. The client always has an idea, okay, I want this. And then as soon as they tell me, that's already the inspiration. I start thinking about it. I start, try to solve. It's like a problem that you try to solve in your head. How's it going to look? How am I going to do this?
And how did you start making cakes? Was it like a natural progression, or?
I've always been into art my whole life, and my mom would always get me into different classes that she thought I would like, and she got me, when I was a teenager, she got me cake lessons, and with the Wilton decorating method, and I learned that, and because of that, I ended up getting a job in Publix when I was younger, decorating their birthday cakes and wedding cakes, and just kind of got into it, and it's just really, it's an interesting art.
Wow. And you also do body painting as well.
Yeah, Georgette got me into that for sure. It's definitely a very, very cool new art to get into. Very different, Yeah.
So, and then you do neon signs as well?
Yeah, that's that's from my dad. My dad has been a neon bender since, before I was born, and we grew up around it. And it was just something, it was like, oh, this is cool, I'm going to learn this. Work with him in summers and stuff when I was a kid, and you just see the whole process. It's a really interesting, very old school process.
Do you blend your art into your neon signs?
Sometimes there'll be inspiration. I recently found a sink, or my son and his friends found this little bar sink in the garbage, and they thought it would be funny to put it in the bushes, look like the bushes had a sink in it. And I remember thinking like, oh, we're just gonna throw it out. I'm like, no, throw it out, keep it. And I ended up putting neon in it, making it look like it has neon water coming out and splashing. So it's like, inspiration can be anywhere, and sometimes neon fits it every now and then.
So what's your favorite art out of all of these that you miraculously combined together?
My favorite one?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. It's like picking a favorite kid, right? I only have one kid, so I have my favorite, but like, how do you pick like a favorite? I don't know. That's hard. Lately, I would have to say the cake stuff, just because, I've done all the other art for so long that it's like, and then, yeah, that and the body painting too, because that's a whole other medium. That's like doing your art, but now it's this strange canvas, that moves and, has shapes and stuff to it. So that's interesting to me lately, and then definitely the cake stuff, because that's a whole challenge, because every time I go into a piece, it's always something new, it's always something different to figure out. So yeah, definitely the cakes and the body art stuff has been really fun.
Well, how do we find you if we want to buy one of your wonderful cakes?
Facebook.com/Art by Becky. Awesome. Or Becky Osborne-Phillips.
Thank you so much for being part of Grapevine.
Well, thank you.